Cultures that enforce fake nice and don't allow for conflict indirectly encourage people to gang up on each other and promote the bullying technique of mobbing. How are those things connected? Let me explain. I'm Dr. Anna Commssion. I research the unwritten rules of work for the working class and neurodivergence. I talk about those parts of your job that nobody writes in your job description, but you're expected to do as you move up. If you don't do these things, you're likely going to be a target of bullying. And sometimes, even if you do them, you can be a target of bullying, but it'll get exacerbated and justified if you don't know the rules. In environments with the unwritten rule of compliance, where nobody's allowed to disagree, everybody has to be harmonious all the time, when they're already not in reality. That's how you know it's going to be a terrible work environment. Conflict is going to happen. Having healthy conflict resolution skills is not just a work necessary skill, it's a part of life. So it's already setting you up for failure. Throw in there that people also are encouraged to be nice all the time and nobody can be the mean one. It encourages mobbing behavior. Mobbing is when everybody else gangs up on one person. Maybe they're all giving them the silent treatment. Maybe they all exclude them from events, from lunch, from certain meetings that they forgot to bring it to let you know about. When the whole group engages in it, this makes everyone else feel like they're a nice person, that they're not problematic, that nobody likes them. It's only their problem. It allows people to preserve their sense of identity and not have the cognitive dissonance of realizing they're a jerk. Also, starting at very young ages, especially among girls, popularity is tied to being able to turn people against other people, that they like one person more than the other. And so that's part of why popular girls are notorious for spreading rumors. Not all of them, yes, I know some of you were just wonderful people in high school, but that is a component of gaining status and power, is people preferring you over others, and sometimes people plant seeds to make sure that happens. The reason people do this is it makes them feel powerful. If you can turn people against others, you can tell yourself, oh, everybody chose me over them. You must be in the right because everybody agrees with you. It also provides a sense of security and feeling like your place is secured, which in the workplace where most of us have to work for a living means you also feel economic security. The irony is this technique is more common in middle-class environments. Working class people tend to be more communal, and no, that doesn't mean that there's not individual exceptions. But overall, this is middle-class white girl behavior, and I've made a whole video about that as well. And part of why people allow this behavior and others gang up is because when somebody else has a target on their back, others will do anything to not have the target on their back. And so they will engage in behavior that supports the ultimate bully. It is comforting to know that someone else is below you when you don't feel like you're at the top. Unfortunately, I have seen this so many times where people engage or allow the bully. Maybe they engage by omission, and then they are shocked when the bully then turns on them, because the closer you get to the top, the more and more you are a threat to that person. And if you have other marginalized identities, like you're a person of color, you're a woman, you're neurodivergent, you have disabilities, etc., then it becomes even more of a threat to the status quo because they aren't special anymore for being able-bodied, white, a man, neurotypical, etc. If someone like you can make it there. And so these systems self-perpetuate, where even the person on top, the corporate boss, doesn't have to do anything. They just have to let you sabotage each other and their power is maintained. Now, the irony is, of course, that this wastes a lot of time at work, and I have written a book on how much bullshit this is, how much money is lost in productivity, sick days because people do get ill over things like this, and people quitting, and turnover is expensive. I'm not condoning this behavior. I'm explaining to you why it happens so you can keep an eye out for it. If you're struggling with these situations at work and you want to understand the power dynamics and how to respond to situations like this, go to the link in my bio. Let's set up a one-on-one call for 20 minutes, see if we're a good fit, and we can do some one-on-one coaching to help you reach your goals without losing yourself. Because my goal is to get more competent, not jerks, in power so that we can actually focus on what matters at work and then go home and focus on what matters in life.